I'm Marilyn Stalder, Burke, and I was Chi State President 2009 to 2011. And I'd like to share with you a bit of my journey to the presidency. Of course, it started, like everyone else, by being invited to membership. My high school senior English teacher invited me to membership when I was working with her under the GATE program at Pasadena Unified School District. In those days, you had to be an active teacher for 5 years before you could even be invited. Plus, it was still pretty much a secret organization. We had our initiation in long gowns and elbow-length gloves. It was very exciting and mysterious, and it took me a long while to first figure out which chapter I was in and then which area. And so it was quite a journey. And soon I was one of their officers. And that is one of the steps that we always take, going through sort of the ladder of officers within a chapter. When I became president, I was thrilled to find that my area director for Area 13 was my former kindergarten teacher, Pat Bush. So I had another wonderful connection to the DKG women. After I was president, eventually, I got asked to the best job in Chi State, the area director, and I enjoyed that so much. And we were under Grace Powell's presidency, and Margaret Ferdingstadt was our mother goose, as we called her, and we became the Ferdingstadt's phenomenal facilitators. And it was a wonderful group of women, as is evidenced by the fact that many of us did become Chi State president eventually. After that, I did a number of committees, which was very exciting, and had opportunities to go to international training and international conventions, every Southwest Regional, and just enjoyed myself tremendously getting to know women all across the world. And that is one of the things that I have discovered, is that women join Delta Kappa Gamma because they want to be with these other wonderful women. And that took part of my thoughts when I was planning for my biennium. When the call came from the nominations committee to become president, I was thrilled, naturally, because I was looking forward to implementing my private theme, to soar on the wings of transformation. I chose for my image the butterfly, because what is more miraculous than the transformation of the butterfly and the grace with which it flits around, although it doesn't always seem to go in a straight line, which is important. Did you know that the astronauts were only on target to the moon 3% of the time, constantly making changes and adjustments? And one of the things that I felt we needed to change and adjust a little bit in Chi State was the support and continued love and care of our actual members that were there with us. It seems that during this time, there had been a study about first-year teachers and how many of them were discouraged by the fact that the veteran teachers were not supporting them. And it seems that there was a little bit of political tension within the Delta Kappa Gamma Society. So I wanted to make sure that we followed the Dalai Lama's ruling that there's always room for a little more kindness. So when we began planning in my biennium, I worked hard to choose a team that would be compatible and happy together and support one another and follow one of our goals, which was to visit as many areas and chapters as possible. This personal contact was one of the strengths of my biennium, I felt. The second thing I wanted to do was to make sure that we had inspiration for everyone at our conventions. So I made sure we had a very sharp list of speakers for each convention. And thanks to my first vice president, Ellen Owens, we were able to secure 3 very powerful ones for my first convention in Fresno. I also wanted to implement one other thing, and that happened at the Sacramento convention, and that was the continental dining experience. When we were visiting in Oslo, Norway for the European Regional, I experienced this firsthand. We came into the dining room and we had our salads or entree, our salads before us, and then they put on part of the program and had a speaker or a singer or something like that. Then they whisked those away and in came the next course, and they had another part of the program, and that was whisked away and another part of the program took place. This allowed each portion of the program to be highlighted. So we tried that when we were in Sacramento, and I think it worked well. One of my concerns had been, since I had helped serve as ceremonials chair and with the music committee, that the children that we invited to sing and entertain us or dance for us often were standing in the wings while all of us ate and were there from maybe 3 in the afternoon to almost 9 o'clock at night. And so I wanted to make sure that they had a chance to perform when they were at their peak, and that we didn't abuse their natural rhythms as far as both the food and their performance, and also our own natural rhythms. So many times we get a sugar low because we're waiting for dinner to come on the table, and so we stuff ourselves with the bread instead, and so we thought this would work out. We tried it in Sacramento, and it worked well, thanks to an excellent serving staff and the excellent planning of the co-chairman for that particular convention, Betty Brown and Daphne Cagle. So those are really the main things that I felt were wonderful about my administration, because we ended up with joy, and joy is very, very precious. And I think that this is one of the things we spread to all the chapters when we went to visit, is the joy of being with our sisters in Delta Kappa Gamma. Blooper.
Okay.